Take your pick. Consolidation Loan Special, January 2nd to January 31st. Call 930-1400 or apply online at hfsfcu.org.
I'm a non-traditional student. I've had a career prior to this in the fire department as a paramedic on the Big Island. So it was a huge change and transition for us to leave that and commit to applying to medical school and to attending JABSOM. I think for me the biggest thing was when I was growing up, I didn't think that being a physician was something that I could do. I didn't know any Native Hawaiian physicians. I didn't know anybody from my background in public school, growing up at different high schools. I went to 3 different high schools, Pohoa High School, Castle High School, and I graduated from Waipahu. And there wasn't a lot of people from my demographic that went on to being physicians. So I did the next best thing. I went into the military, became a medic, and worked as a first responder in the fire department. But over time, while I was working in the fire department and in EMS, I got to see the major impact of the physician shortage on the Big Island. We're hurting really bad in primary care and all the specialties. So there was a big shift where people were using EMS and the emergency room as their primary care provider. I'd go to scenes and ask people who their doctor was as a piece of medical history, and they would tell me the name of the emergency room physician, which I started to see more and more of. Hilo Medical Center serves a pretty small population when compared to the hospitals on Oahu, but it is the second busiest emergency room in the state. And that's because we have the least amount of physicians taking care of our population. After a while, I just thought, we need to do something. So I would talk to people, high school students, about becoming physicians. And after a while, I started to realize that it was my passion as well. So I spoke to my family, and we decided 3 years ago that we would do our best, to try and make a difference ourselves. And I think that makes a bigger impact. My passion is to care for the community, and by virtue of that, medicine. And I wanted to use that passion and the experience of going to medical school to help mentor others, people from my background who didn't think it was possible either. So that's pretty much why I wanted to go to medical school. For me, there was really no choice. JABSOM gives so much back to the community. Their commitment to Native Hawaiian health, commitment to Hawaii was something very inspiring to me. A lot of my mentors went to JABSOM and graduated from JABSOM, and I saw the character that they displayed, their commitment not just to medicine but to the community, and that was something that I wanted to emulate. I wanted to be like them. And once I got to know more and more about the school, about their commitment to community health, even as students, I knew it was the place for me.